So welcome all of you. Good afternoon once again. I'm Akanksha Deshpande, working as a engineer at GeekyAnts. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so what's the buzz about Flutter? I mean, we Flutter did release a lot of versions as usual last year as well, right from 3.10 to 3.16. So all the versions did give a lot of inputs and improvements in each and every domains, I would say. So yeah, I think Dart 3.2 is out now. So Flutter 3.16 has been released. So we are currently using the, I think all of our projects, and we would have faced the pressure to upgrade our projects to 3.16. So, the first pointer being material 3, which has been consistent for almost probably throughout the year. So they have been making improvements for this. I think the material 3 was not by default in the beginning of the year, I would say, but it is now the default theme for every Flutter application. So the material 3 2 is going to get deprecated eventually with the new components, new styles, new themes. Flutter 3 is Material 3 is going to make a big success. Okay, I think Impeller, we know all about, all of us know about the Impeller. How did it bring us the great performance increase in the iOS devices? So I think we would have a long tech talk itself if I start saying about what Impeller did. I think to brief it out, probably I would say the sorry. Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically, the shaders and the render pipelines, which were executed at the runtime in Skia. So Impeller, basically, to give a brief about everyone, so Impeller is going to replace the Skia, which was the render engine in iOS. So now the Impeller is going to act as a render engine for the iOS device. So with the Skia, the shaders and the render pipelines used to give a lot of stutter by which obviously it used to run at the runtime. So it used to execute it at the runtime. So with the Impeller, we now have all the jank and the stutter removed because the compilation happens ahead of time. So this is the brief about. So basically, in just few words, we are having more time with the frame. I mean, more time frame in the UI. So that's about Impala. We have a lot of future plans. I think Android is not stable as of now, so they are going to release a stable version of Android, and they are even thinking of creating custom render pipelines, which the user can build and then run, and maybe we can do the render packages. So yeah, I think the Flutter Games Toolkit probably that's exciting for the gamers here. So there has been a lot of extensive set of tools which actually develop the game whole process of game development here. So I think they even integrated services like in-app purchases, multiplayer support as well. So yeah, I think a lot of templates has been added. I mean the card games and for the endless run games. So the genre plays, I say. So, yeah. Yeah, and think Flutter 3.3 supports the latest 14, and the iOS and Xcode as well. Okay, so Android 14. So we did, yeah. So Android 14, with the release of Android 14, the predictive back navigation gesture was introduced. Obviously, Twitter also introduced the predictive back navigation. So basically, it's our the back navigation itself, wherein we can peek into the mobile. I mean, the home screen from the current screen from the behind, basically. So we'll just do like this, right? So yeah, and yeah, a lot of improvements in the tools as well. So one of them I thought was in the VS Code in the sidebar. So we now have a create Flutter project there itself, and the hot reload and the navigation to the dev tools. Plus, we do have improvements in the developer tools wherein we can add the extension and create our own tools and plug into it. So that's really cool. Yeah, I think foldable phones are now a trend. So a lot of support has been given to that. And yeah, cool Flutter apps like YouTube, Google Earth, and all of them have been released. Yeah, I think this is all about what's the buzz around Flutter. So now coming to the what we did with Flutter here at GeekyAnts. I think we did have a lot going on last year. I think we have some great news to announce. So I'll be walking you through the good part. So let's skip to the good part. Yes, you heard it right. Now, GeekyAnts has been listed Google official Flutter consultant. So that's a big win for us. Yeah, I think yes. So that's the biggest win for us. Thanks to all of our leaders. I would say Sanket, Saurabh, Ruchika for helping us. I mean, this is a cumulative effort which we have been putting for past 5 to 6 years now. So I think we would have never made to this level if small efforts would have not been accumulated, I would say. And the next great news is yes, we made it to the pub.dev again. So we released the Flutter Gauges package. So you could try out the application on the pub.dev. So we even have the demo application here. Let me show you. Yeah. So you can try out the linear gauges. They have been, the use cases have been listed out, and even the playground is there for you. So yeah, speedometer and everything. I mean, this is a lot, right? Yeah. Okay. So going back to our next biggest update. Yeah. So now our code is part of Flutter. We did make to the Flutter code also official Flutter code. I think thanks to Hasnain, he did merge few of the PRs to the Flutter code. I think you can check out all these PRs as well. Okay, so here is the cherry on the top. So I would like to announce that we have been experimenting. I mean, this was one of the internal projects which we just did it as a POC, which we eventually, I mean, usually do with our projects or client projects or with any complex feature. So this was our experimental project. So which we have been using internally also. So which is GlueStack UI Flutter. I think this is, as you know, I think Sana already gave the introduction. That is, it is a UI library, which yeah, UI library which helps us in building beautiful design and stunning web and mobile applications, of course. So, I mean, what makes this different from the UI, I mean, libraries which are there in the market? I think a lot of the UI libraries are already there. So, this isn't just a typical UI library. So, it's a complete changer for uh, the developers who wants to build mobile and web applications, of course. So I would walk you through a few of the main features here. I mean, we have a lot to come up, so we are still exploring it. But yeah, I think it's time to make it available for everyone so that everyone can use it. And we are open to feedback, critics, and also support. Okay. Important features. I think customizable widgets. So what makes this stand out is we the style configuration. I mean, the styles set it by the JSON configuration. So basically, we in the future plans also we do have that we are allowing the user to change the styles in the JSON format, basically. So yeah, and also the widgets are responsive in nature, and we have built the widgets keeping in mind the modern web design principles as well. So optimized for web, as I told, the web focused components, layouts, and themes have been designed. Yeah, so why declarative and dynamic styling? So declarative, as I told you, that we are allowing the user to, I mean, change the JSON, right? So hence the name declarative. And dynamic styling is, yeah, so I think to help the developers, to make the developers life easier, so we have introduced inline styles override also. So wherein, I mean, it would save a lot of time, and like just to make a small change, you need not to go to the JSON and completely change that. You can just make it in line. Yeah, I think effortless integration. I think this is the important thing for all UI libraries. So you have to just import and you're all set in. Yeah, and yeah, as I said, there's a lot of improvements and new widget features have been, I mean, have to be introduced into this. So we are all focusing on that. I think let me show you how it looks. Okay, I think I'll go to the package. So this is the GlueStack UI Flutter package. So wherein we do have the storybook in place. when let me show you probably the button. So we do have, second, yeah, so we do have all the variants of the button, so you can play around with this negative, positive, and the badges and the box and center. Yeah, so these are the few widgets which we have introduced as of now. So we are yet to I think we have a long way to go here. Yeah, and there is a sample application which we have created using the GlueStack UI. So you guys can check out this. So yeah, basic, probably an e-commerce type of application. Yeah, looks pretty much cool. uh, Oops. All right. Yeah, so let's get back to the slide. Yeah, so I think that's the biggest news about today, launching the GlueStack UI Flutter. So we are all excited to experiment with this. Yeah, so here comes the last part, which is our journey in the events and meetups. So like today, so obviously we have been, as a Flutter community, we had made waves last year. So we did right from writing blogs, tech talks, and hosting Geek Speaks. We were all in. I think Geek Speaks about topics like Dart Frog, and Flutter Flow. Probably many more were there. So we did attend the meetup at Ahmedabad, which is Flutter conference, and also which Flutter meetup at Cred's office. And we hosted the Flutter Forward Extended also. And I think I forgot to add today's event also. So today's event also gets into the list. So yeah, and we were a speaker at Flutter Mumbai event as well. So yeah, we've made big waves here by attending, and probably we like to be in the community. So we like to learn. So that's how we like to be in the community, I guess. So learning never ends at GeekyAnts. So I think that's the agenda probably each one of us personally has. So I myself probably not want to just stop and okay, like just say okay, that's it. So never that that's never a word in GeekyAnts. Okay. I think for the GlueStack UI, we have few people who actually were involved personally in developing those. So we can connect. So Rujika is there, so you can connect with her. A lot of networking can happen, and collaboration might start with the GlueStack UI Flutter. Nice. Yeah, I think we have come to the end of the keynote. So I will just quickly, I mean, give the agenda. Probably Sana has already given. So these are the speakers. So we have topics like add to app with Flutter by Aswin Gopinathan, and bring your own design system. I mean, the guide to theming in Flutter by Aditya, and Flutter beyond mobile and web. Okay, this seems interesting. Okay, Baswan Dev, and Flutter and React Native integration demystified. So by our in-house speaker, which is Hasnain. Nice. I think yeah, probably we'll get started with the tech talks. I think we'll be going to enjoy all of the tech talks. I hope. So yeah, thank you.